a monkey in your pants?
Well then folks, how's it going? As you can tell, I'm in a slightly different angle this evening. Reason being is I wanted to show this. Look at that. Excellent reverse camera work there. This there. Wall sticker vinyl, which was kindly gifted to me this evening by my good friend Andy from Sticky Vinyl. He's just started up his own basically vinyl sticker business type thing venture. And yeah, I thought I'd give him a little mini shout out. So search for Sticky Vinyl on Facebook if you're looking for anything car decals. He does little Pac-Man things for Apple phones and whatnot, but worth checking them out anyway. So that's why I thought I would do the different angle this evening. And this may be seen in more videos in the future, but I would have to possibly move my room about at the moment because right now I'm sitting in front of my 42-inch gaming TV instead of my computer desk, and this is the sofa behind me where I normally sit. But yeah, pretty awesome. Look, I'm nearly a mushroom head. Look, I'm a mushroom head. I look like I've got an afro now. Never mind. But the reason I'm here today to talk to you guys people is give basically my impressions of this game, Destiny for the PS4.
We called it the Traveler, and its arrival changed us forever. Great cities were built on Mars and Venus. Mercury became a garden world. Human lifespan tripled. It was a time of miracles. We stared out at the galaxy and knew that it was our destiny to walk in the light of other stars. But the Traveler had an enemy, a darkness which had hunted it for eons across the black gulfs of space. Centuries after our golden age began, this darkness found us. And that was the end of everything. But it was also a beginning.
The biggest or best-selling, biggest pre-order game, is that maybe the better word to say it? Biggest pre-order new IP launch game. I think that's probably the best way to sell it. Made by the people behind Halo, Bungie, and what do I think of it? Basically, obviously I've got it for the PS4. Now you have to bear in mind that whatever I say on this is based on what I've seen in the game so far, up to the character level that I'm at so far, which I think is 10, which isn't very high, but it does take a lot of grinding to get quite high, and I've not had that much chance to put that much time into it, although I have put quite a bit of time into it. So you have to bear in mind I'll call it my initial impressions of Destiny for the PS4. Now, it's an FPS game, obviously, made by Bungie, who are well known for the Halo franchise. Everybody knows what Halo is, the first-person shooter games, and it's basically what it is. It's a first-person shooter game. It's been touted as the likes of, or a cross between Halo and Borderlands. I've heard people saying if you're going to like Halo, you're probably going to like this, and if you like Borderlands, you're also probably going to like Destiny. But I don't know if that's necessarily true. It's very Halo-esque when you're in combat with the enemies in the game, for example. Very much Halo-esque. Even some of the weapons that get shot at you, how they do sort of home in on you and stuff like that. It is very Halo-y. And they touted it as like Borderlands because of the amount of loot that you could find in the game, but I don't quite find that that's true at this moment in time. Certainly nothing compared to the likes of Borderlands with regards to how much you find, or the scope or the variation in the weaponry that you do find. Obviously Borderlands is known for having whatever, hundreds of thousands of different variants of guns, whereas this, not so much. But you basically, spoiler alert here maybe, you basically start off, you're woken up by a little robotic creature called a ghost. I've seen if there's a picture of it on there. Reanimates you.
Is it possible? There you are. Guardian? Eyes up, Guardian. It worked. You're alive. You don't know how long I've been looking for you. I'm a ghost. Actually, now I'm your ghost. And you, well, you've been dead a long time. So you're gonna see a lot of things you won't understand. This is fallen territory. We aren't safe here. I have to get you to the city. Hold still. Don't worry, I'm still with you. We need to move, fast.
The story is very weak. I couldn't even tell you what the story is at this moment in time. Whereas like the Halo games, you knew what the story was. It was very encapturing, and it sucked you in, and it was a big part of the experience. But with this so far, the story, there's the Fallen, and they're doing things, and it's just, I don't even know. There's this big sphere thing that have come down, and it's the last safe haven on Earth, and I sound like I don't know what the story is, but that just probably tells you how non-involving and quite boring the storyline of the game is. For me, it's basically you might have a mission, you go there, you shoot somebody, and then you collect something or defeat somebody, then rinse and repeat. Doesn't mean to say it's not fun, doesn't mean to say it's not a good game, but story-wise, I think it's very, very, very weak. But you basically start off, all the missions are the same, and now it's always online, and I'll touch on that in a second. But it is a case of you start off, you grind through a level, you get a mission objective at the end, and that's it. You've got, I think it's the tower where your central hub, and that's where you can get weapons, armor, things like that, and that's where you'll see a lot of other players, because I did say it was always online, and that's where you'll see them as well. But what I will say is during the missions, if you like, when you're going through from objective to objective, you could be going through a part of the land, and you'll hear some shooting or whatever, and you'll see a couple of guys over in the distance there, and there are other players in your game world, but they're off doing their own little adventure, and you can't openly talk to them unless they're part of your fire team, which is like a part of your squad. So you have to invite them onto your fire team. These are, for example, if they're strangers, or have them invite you onto your fire team before you can actually speak to them. But you can run after them, help them shoot whoever they're shooting and whatnot. But if you go off into a certain point of your mission, or they do, then they'll disappear basically from your game world, because you're not part of their fire team from what I can see. But there's several different classes in the game. There's a hunter, there is a warlock, and there is a titan. Titan's like an all-out sort of army killing machine dude. Hunter is... what is the hunter? There's not that very much variation in the classes, to be honest with you. He's a bit like a sniper type guy, but any class can use any weapons, and there's a warlock who's got sort of magic capabilities, sort of. It doesn't make a great big difference what class you play as, from what I can see. I am hunter at the moment because I do like a bit of ranged, and he's got different power up compared to like the titan or the warlock, basically. But premise of the game is, like I say, you get a mission, you fight through the level, get to a certain waypoint, shoot some baddies on the way, get to an end point of the level, collect something, kill something, and that's it. But it's very, very, very grindy. One thing I do like about it, which Borderlands for me does everything that this game does, but a lot better. But it is like Borderlands with a little bit of Halo. Or I wish it was maybe Borderlands with a little bit of Halo, if that makes sense. But your enemies, you'll see them on the screen like Borderlands, where they've got health bars, and you shoot them, you see the hit points coming off, for example. So you'll grind your way through a level, maybe pick up some armor or a different gun on the way, and then you'll probably get to a section where you make your little robot hack a machine or something like that, and then you'll get either swarmed by loads of enemies, or there will be a big boss. And one of the big bosses, I can't remember where it was, but it's a big purple electric floaty ball thing, and there's no real difference to it compared to another variant of it in the game, but it's got an absolute ridiculous amount of health. Me and two other strangers who I was playing with were killing this one guy, this boss thing, and we were at it for absolute ages. Same quite early on in the game, there's a big tank type thing. If it shoots you, you're basically dead, but you can be revived. But it's a section of the game where you have to be playing with two other people. And again, you don't have to have them be playing with them before you start the mission. You can start the mission if you're plodding along by yourself, and the game will match up with another two people to play with. But it just like... You can spend absolutely ages trying to destroy these end of level bosses or mid-level guardians or whatever you want to call it. Absolutely ages and ages and ages, and it's very taxing. But there's something about it that makes you want to grind through the game, and it makes you want to progress through the game. There's, like I said, there's a couple of different types of weapons. You can get a handgun, which is like a revolver, which shoots quite slow but it's quite powerful. You can get like an automatic machine gun type rifle thing. You get a sniper rifle, and you get a scout rifle, which is like a single shot, slightly longer range than machine gun. And also you get a pulse rifle, I should say, which shoots like that, pulse shots, if that makes sense. And you also get a machine gun and a rocket launcher and a shotgun and something that shoots sort of a burst of energy, fire, ice, something like that from what I've seen. But it's quite limited, particularly compared to Borderlands. And I don't want to compare it to Borderlands, but people have been comparing it to Borderlands and Halo. It's one of these games though, it looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm playing it on the PS4, I'm sure it'll look just as good on the Xbox One. It does look really, really great. It runs at 30 frames per second, which I heard somebody else moaning about somewhere else, but it doesn't bother me at all whether it's 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. Probably wouldn't notice the difference if it was 60 frames per second, but you just get enthralled in the experience and you don't even notice that sort of thing. But it's an absolutely gorgeous game. But my thoughts on it, it's not a AAA amazing game. For some reason it does make me want to progress through it and grind and level up and find better weapons. Story wise, like I said a bit, I've not really got a bloody clue what's going on. It's telling me to go there and shoot people, so I'm doing it. That's the fun part of the game for me. I think ideally it'd be really good fun if you had if you arranged to play with a couple of mates. Do you know what I mean? Friday night, 8 o'clock, or you and your two mates get on. You're all on at the same sort of time. Whereas I generally play it really late at night, so I will start the game by myself. And if it needs to pair me up with anybody else for certain missions, then it will basically. But it's one of those games as well that could potentially evolve. It's apparently quite a short game. A lot of people are complaining because they completed it already, but I would say it's probably not the end of the game, because Bungie could release extra level caps or extra missions. There will be extra DLC. I'm sure there already is another couple of DLC expansion packs planned for it. But it's I don't think anybody could review the game fairly at this moment in time apart from give their initial impressions, because I think it's a game that could always evolve and improve and change over time. It's a big online MMO, but a massively multiplayer online role-playing game. It's not a role-playing game, but you know what I mean. But it's fun. What I will say, hope you managed to understand my thoughts out about that quick rambling. But if you do like Halo, you'll probably like it. If you like Borderlands, you'll probably like it. I probably like Halo, and I probably like Borderlands more than I like Destiny. Even though this is supposed to be both of them together. But yeah, if you like first-person shooter games and you do like Halo or you do like Borderlands, you will like it. But as long as you go into it knowing what to expect. It's a very samey, very go from here to there, shoot this people, another mission, go from here to there, collect this thing, go from here to there, shoot this thing, go from here to there, stand off against the swarming enemies, go from here to there, kill a baddie, get a bit of a better weapon, get a bit of better armor, and rinse and repeat so far. From my experience up until this point of the game, but it may sound like I don't like it. I do like it. I think it's good. I don't think it's amazing. But if you do like, or if it sounds like your cup of tea, it's worth picking up. Or maybe if you're not so sure, wait until it drops in price a little bit. But like I did say, it's one of these games that could potentially evolve over time and change, and new additions to it and whatnot. But that's my quick rambling thoughts and blurb on Destiny. It's pretty decent. It's certainly worth checking out if you think that it's your kind of game. I just wish it was mind-blowingly amazing. But it's still fun at the end of the day. I am enjoying it. People are loving it. People are hating it. But I am still enjoying it. It's a good game. It's just maybe not as hyped up as maybe not as good as what it was hyped up to be, I should say. But that's it for me, guys. Very quick video this evening. A quick blurb on Destiny. As always, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.
Do you have a monkey in your pants?